Yesterday, my trade lost, but I followed my rules and locked in a win on the discipline challenge. Let's see if I can do it again today. I'll show you the trade I took this morning, the outcome, and the best setups I saw during the session. At the end of the video, I'll share what might have been the biggest mistake I made when I first started trading. All right, we are 12 minutes into the New York session here. I had some pretty bad FOMO already by this point, just because it went straight down. And I had been looking at that gap fill pre market and I thought, oh, maybe I can catch a good short targeting that gap fill. And then it already filled. But now my A short setup is setting up here. MA's down, basically straight down about 75 points. So that's ideal. Anything over 50 is great. So I'm just waiting for this candle to close. It came up, it went just through the MA and then right back. So this would be like my ideal trade setup that I'm looking for. So even though I don't love it for whatever reason, I have to take it. My stop sell is triggered. So I have to move my stop, and it's a 20-point stop on this one. So my 1.5 would be a 30-point TP. So let's see if I get it moved and shut it down.
And jump. And you might think, what if I fall? Well, what if you don't? What if you fly?
Time to check my trade, and it won. Yes. Oh, what a relief. I know I'm focusing on the discipline and my process, but I really wanted a win today, and this was like a perfect setup for me. So I would have been really disappointed if it didn't win. Yeah, so it got the 1.5 target. 2 to 1, it would not have got. So I'll just keep that in my notes, keep track of when that happens. But yeah, so it was a great setup. This would be an ideal day for me where it's like less than 15 minutes. Like I'm sitting in front of watching the charts for less than 15 minutes. I put the trade on, I close it up, I move on to other things. Today, I managed to wait an hour and a half to check the outcome of the trade. So that's progress for me that I'm not like, okay, the hour's up, I can go and look at it. I actually kind of forgot about it a bit and then was like, oh, you know what? I'll check on that trade now. Check the trade, and then obviously it won. So that's awesome. And I got 2 winning days in a row on my discipline challenge. So I'm very happy about that. All right, so my trade was not the best setup of the day. It won. I got 30 points. Super happy with that. And I'm including this in here because I had someone in the comments say like, hey, what's with this? You know, you're taking your A and your C setups. Where are your B setups? And I'd say like, well, my B setups were kind of sketchy, and they weren't ranked in order of like A's the best, C's the worst. It's just A's the one I started trading first, and then B, and then C. But I said B was kind of sketchy and I need to refine my entry criteria on it. So that's why I kind of put it aside for now. But here under the 1 and 2, that is my B strategy setup where it breaks the opening range strongly, comes back, tests the opening range again, and then rejects. Now, originally how I was trading this where it wasn't working so great for me is like I would have got in under that 1. In this case, it worked, but a lot of times it doesn't. So I think for this setup, the better way to go with it is to wait for the second retest of that opening range. And then when that one fails, or you could enter, I think you'd have a bigger stop. So I don't know if it's safer, but you could enter below that little consolidation there. So that would be the trade of the day today, I think, was that B short. An entry below either one of those bear bars went for like close to 200 points, and they didn't take any heat at all. So it would have been a good trade. I'm not trading my B setups right now, but if I were to trade them, I would go by this criteria of taking the second failed entry on it. So I made a lot of mistakes when I started trading. I think my first at least 6 months, if not my first year, was just all mistakes and doing everything completely wrong and not how you're supposed to do it. So I had a really, really rough start. But I think probably the biggest mistake that I made when I started trading was that I told everyone. I told my family, I told friends, I told everyone that I was trading, and I quickly came to regret that decision. It happened because I had been in I started trading in like a signals group. Um, and the first week that I was trading futures, I made $7,000, and it was in a real personal account. So then we went to some family dinner, and I had just made $7,000, and we were super excited, like, oh my God, we're going to be rich. We made $7,000 this week. It's just going to keep on that way. So, of course, like, told everyone, like, I'm trading now, and there's this super easy way that I'm making money. I know I sound like such an idiot now, and in hindsight, I wish I hadn't done that, but I did. And the reason I regret telling people is because, well, I think this is fair, but there's a lot of judgment that comes with it. Like, I guess because there's a high failure rate and it's so much like gambling and can be gambling, that you get a lot of sort of negative comments from people on that and just judgment. And then the other reason that I regret telling people is it put a lot of unnecessary pressure on me to get good and to make money quickly. I think if nobody knew that I was trading, I would have relaxed a lot more in the beginning and went like, okay, I can take my time. But I felt like because a lot of people knew and because they were judging me and they were, they'd ask like, oh, how's the trading going? Are you still making lots of money? Which I wasn't. That it just put unnecessary pressure on my trading. So if I could go back and do it again, I wouldn't tell people. And what I'm taking from that is I'm not gonna tell people about this YouTube channel. Like, I haven't told any of my family or friends about it, and I'm not going to, because the way I see it, like, if you don't trade and you haven't experienced these struggles with trading and the discipline stuff on your own, then I don't want you watching my videos at all, because you're not going to understand. Like, to anybody who hasn't traded and struggled with it, then I think I'm just going to look like an idiot, and it just looks like I should just quit. I should give up, because obviously I suck at it because it's been 3 years and I'm not good yet. But obviously that's not how I see it. But yeah, I'm not telling anyone about the YouTube channel because I learned from telling people about my trading in the beginning. All right. Thank you for watching the video. It was a great day today. I passed my challenge 2 days in a row. Tomorrow's Friday. I'm a little worried about that, but I just have to get one more day in, and then it's the weekend. If you like the video, leave me a like, subscribe, comment, and if you think you could use some improving on your discipline in trading, I would love for you to join me in the challenge. You just leave a comment saying, hey, I'm going to join you in the challenge. And then I want to hear from you on the videos of how you're doing. It's really exciting to me that a few people have joined, and I love then getting updates of, how they did in their challenge. Yeah. So thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.